Alaska is known as the mecca to any big game hunter. Between the Dall sheep, the moose, the caribou, it's just a dream come true.
Holy cow, we're already at about 30 deer, about 2 minutes into the hunt.
Next thing I know, I am 5 feet away, eyeball to eyeball, looking at his eyelashes. To 5 feet.
And here comes this beautiful 310, a dream archery bull for me. He walks right in front of me, broadside. It's picture perfect.
This hunt is probably one of the toughest hunts I've ever done. This is an 11. It'll try to make you quit every second you're out there. Are you man enough to stay here and go the distance?
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given. Yeah, through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed. On the edge.
The Edge is sponsored by Cabela's and also by Bog Pod, Browning, Buck Expert, Caldwell, Field Torque Knives, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, HowToHunt.com, Hornady, Polaris, 10-Point Crossbows, Wild Game Innovations Trail Cameras, and Vortex. It's the first hunt of the season for Steve, and he's traveled a great distance.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, we're here in Alaska. I mean, just doesn't get any better than this.
The Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve is rugged and mountainous and home to the Dall sheep. It won't be an easy or quick hunt.
We spot what looks to be a band of sheep out there. 2 or 3 of them that I know are legal rams. They were in a perfect spot. I'd like to get onto that knob. Come up the backside of that knob right there, that little hill, instead of going right at them. Get a little elevation on them. 21 days ago, we came to Alaska in pursuit of this white ram. You know, we've been on good rams and not quite legal rams, and it's just been a battle. Did I think it was going to take this long? Absolutely not. I was determined to bring the white sheep home from Alaska, and that's exactly what we did.
Steve's next stop took him to Big Valley, Alberta, this time for an elk hunt with Cindy Cassidy and her son, Quaid. They would hunt on the family's property. They've moved deeper into the bush. Now it's a matter of waiting.
Next thing I know, I see horn tips coming. The heart was pounding, it was racing. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And next thing I know, man, he was standing right in front of me. And I made a great shot. You see him?
Yeah, he's right down there in the box.
Right on. Thank you so much, man. Awesome. Cindy, thank you, dear. Thank you very much. You know, it's a family tradition and it's a heritage that, you know, for me, that's how I grew up. And, you know, we put meat in the freezer. You had to, you know. Yeah. And it's just phenomenal to be out here with you two, and can't thank you guys enough. There he is, man.
And the work begins.
Yeah, the work begins.
From Big Valley, Steve heads to the Alberta Badlands for a quick 4-day hunt for mule deer.
This buck came all the way around the other side. I can see him again. Now he's walking right in front of the... Watch him, watch him, watch him, watch him. Oh, he's down right there. There's a lesson to all you folks stalking. You know, even though you might think you're far away, get an arrow knock. I always say you don't have time to get ready, be ready. That is a nice sight right there. Just a great buck, you know, great archery buck.
Just couldn't be happier. Hey!
Steve has come back to hunt again near Good Soil, Saskatchewan for whitetail deer.
Time no see.
Yeah, you doing all right?
I'm doing well.
We're coming back to see friends. I mean, last year we didn't know anybody, we rolled in. So it's like a little bit of a deer hunting reunion, if you will.
After 5 unsuccessful days, it's now the last possible day to get a whitetail deer.
We held out all week for a big mature buck, and tonight I had my chance.
Yeah, you did. You had your chance, buddy.
He was gorgeous. He looked identical to the deer I passed on last year, but 20 inches bigger.
Yeah.
The sad part of it is, I probably could have taken the shot, and just that split second opportunity or a few seconds, just dissipated, and it was over and gone.
Hey man, how's it going?
Pretty good. What's up?
Well, I am packed and ready to go moose hunting.
Oh yeah.
I'll close the bow case up and I'll be over there in a couple of minutes.
Okay, man. Whatever, you old silverback.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye. I don't know where he gets that silverback thing from.
We banter back and forth like grumpy old men, so it's fun.
I don't think he's ever heard a real moose.
Helgi has something to say about everything. As far as my moose calls go, I know they're good.
Dude, what? Moose don't sound like wailing monks.
You don't like my call?
Your call's just great. Okay, that's it. I'm done hunting with you.
But they weren't having much luck. A few moose tracks is all they saw.
What? There's tracks.
But it was Ryan and Helgi's co-worker Scott that finally spotted a moose.
I crawled up and laid down on the hill and got ready for the shot. Just as I was getting ready to take the shot, the moose turned and started walking towards us. He came in from about 250 yards right down to about 110, 116, somewhere in there. This is gonna fill the freezer perfectly this year. That is awesome. Look at that. Pretty sure Ryan and Helgi are gonna be begging me to share some of it, so maybe we won't actually tell them we got a moose. Who's got 2 thumbs and a full freezer? Me.
When it comes to hunting elk, Ryan carries a little black cloud. He's never successfully harvested an elk with a bow. To help him, he's joined by experienced elk caller Corey Cook.
I've been close so many times, but I just seem to get elk fever.
Today is Ryan's last chance on this hunt. Corey responds to the nearby elk.
I start calling and I get this bull screaming, just absolutely screaming. Holy cat, dude, he's coming hard.
And here comes this beautiful 310, like a dream bull, a dream archery bull for me. It had no idea we were there. He walks right in front of me, broadside. It's picture perfect. He's in the wide open, standing on the river. I draw back. I shoot.
All of a sudden, quiet. Where's the elk?
I missed. Flat out missed.
Walk towards Ryan and I look at him and he's shaking his head. What's the matter? He says, I missed. I said, what?
I'm like, you're dead. Except for I didn't know how far it was. I'm like, I don't know, is that 50 or 60? He's standing in a river.
I don't know what he was doing, but he didn't bring his rangefinder.
Yeah, totally. I hope that wasn't my chance.
I mean, I just made the wrong call in the yardage. That was it. Big time missed. Beautiful bull elk, the one I've always wanted.
And Ryan wasn't the only hunter to learn the importance of using their rangefinder.
Well, it's only about a half an hour after daybreak. We know that if we want to continue this morning, we've still got good odds of finding another big buck moving around because the does are still up feeding.
What jumps out on the cut line behind me while I'm talking is a doe.
There's a doe on the cut line, dude. I just finished explaining to stay out in the bush longer when the moon is up, and I turn around and look, and there's a doe standing on the cut line.
She moves off, and there must be 15 minutes go by. Sure enough, the buck jumps out onto the cut line behind us.
Oh, there he is.
Quick, get on him. I spin around. I don't waste any time whatsoever. I knew exactly how far away he was. No, I didn't.
I should have arranged that beforehand.
I shot like that high over his back.
Yep, totally shot over his back.
I had all the time in the world to take this out of my pocket, range him, and shoot him.
All this gear that you go and buy, you actually need to use it.
Come on, Penny, get a bird.
Not all the hunts this season were serious. There were plenty of laughs at the annual Canadian Badlands Pheasant Festival in Stettler.
Cabela's is on the board, baby. Bam! Why am I getting nervous right now?
We've got this for you, and we're hoping that's going to give you the edge.
Okay.
Perfect. It's perfect fit,
The
Steve.
Silver Hunter
The Silver Hunter in Micromidas.
In Ladies Pink.
Ladies Pink.
I brought my A game today, and you know what? Me and Pretty in Pink, we're gonna take this today.
Okay.
On the line, bragging rights for the year.
Sorry, Steve, you were too slow on that one. Definitely mine.
The other half of Browning just pulled off a great double. Hey, Brent, we need to have a team meeting.
Yeah, I think so.
Team meeting here. Just too far.
I hit it first. I hit it first.
Yeah, Cabela!
Penny. In Steve's math, if he shot 17, then I must be close to 45 or 50, for sure. I think wow. That was self-defense, man.
And there were bragging rights of a different kind for Jeff during a winter hunt in Lethbridge.
First morning we got out, I took Helgi to one of my favorite spots. I said I'd show him 200 deer by noon.
You know what? I was prepared to take the mustard off one of my sandwiches and put it on his shorts because I knew there was no way we were going to see 200 deer. I mean, who sees 200 deer before lunchtime?
Well, there's something running across right there. We've only been here but a few seconds, and the deer are already moving. We can see one across the coulee. Whitetail doe coming into the bottom, so we gotta go in, get in, sit down, hunker down, and start glassing.
And all of a sudden, like, there's one. And they just start popping up like this little Where's Waldo cartoon, like, oh, there's one.
Snow comes in at night, they bed down, and so they were covered in snow, and so as they stand up, they just kind of appear out of nowhere.
And I'm like, holy cow, we're already at about 30 deer, about 2 minutes into the hunt.
I can see 3 more in the willows to the right there. Definitely a whitetail.
Okay, maybe he is right. Maybe there are that many deer here.
But for these hunters, perhaps the most surreal experience was a game of peekaboo moose in Newfoundland.
Heard some cows this morning down in this area. In the bog. Boy.
It's late afternoon and we decide to let this electronic call do all the work for us. These moose, they hear very well, sometimes 2-3 miles away. Sure enough, man, a half hour later, here come 2 bulls racing to our location.
But the 2 curious bulls are a little young.
My heart started to pound. I knew almost instantly these weren't bulls that we wanted to harvest, but what transpired next was unbelievable. Next thing I know, I am 5 feet away, eyeball to eyeball, looking at his eyelashes.
to 5 feet. That was outstanding. They came from a long ways.
To have them that close, you know, I don't want to dramatize it and say it was dangerous or scary, but you definitely have to be prepared and make good judgment in situations like that.
Hunting can be physical, rough terrain, long hikes. You have to stay in shape. Steve and Ryan show us their exercise routine. The final hunt for the season finds Steve once again on a mountain expedition. It's taken him 11 years to get a tag for a bighorn sheep. Now he has the chance to fulfill a lifelong dream.
There's a lot more comfortable places to go and do a hunt. But I mean, look at this. We're belly deep in snow. It's frigid temperatures. It's completely badass. I'm looking forward to just being here and doing this. You know, it's means a lot to me, you know, to come out here and do this kind of stuff. It's a big thing. I mean, you know, for those people that don't know, I had a major health issue this summer. I got diagnosed with cancer. Thankfully, you know, I had a very successful operation. It took me from a stage 3 down to a stage 0. You know, I'll spend the next 5-10 years of my life getting checked on very regularly. It's going to be good to fulfill this lifelong dream of having this hunt here in the 410 sheep zone. Archery tackle in hand, which I think is probably the most epic thing you can do with a bow is to harvest the sheep with a bow and arrow.
But as luck would have it, Steve wasn't on the mountain alone. He meets up with the other hunters, Darren and Bruce.
They're going to come probably right in between you.
And in a hurry.
We've decided to kind of join forces and kind of hang out together and hopefully help each other out.
And at any time, being high on the mountain has its risks.
It can be actually quite dangerous, especially with these conditions, when you have all the snow overhang on the lip of the mountain before it goes into the cliffs.
Oh, I can see what Darren's talking about now. Definitely the cliffs of insanity.
There's crevices covered. I fell in one the other day and took a nasty fart knocker.
It's a long, hard trek to the top of the mountain. Now, the sheep like to get over the top. You can get into the cliffs, get away from the people a little bit and the predators.
It's footholds and grabs and anything you can hang on to. Pretty narrow little sheep trail. You know, I haven't been to this area and Darren has quite a bunch in the past. So it was really important to have him with us.
For 2 weeks, Steve tracked the sheep on the mountain, but he hasn't been able to get into the right position to take a shot. With time running out, he has time for one last play.
I look up, and here comes a bunch of sheep. There was another legal ram in there, another brand new sheep on the mountain. As soon as they come together, bam, they started to butt heads, see who was the dominant ram. And I thought, well, if I'm gonna make a move in the open, it's gotta be right now. Well, I get going across, and I kick a bunch of shale, and it is noisier than all get out. Must have triggered the sheep from above, because sure enough, I hear some more shale up above me, and I look up, and here he is, the big ram. And I can clearly see when I look up at him that he's legal. Clicked him, he was 45 yards, and he stepped out, he showed me his chest. So the only thing I could think to do, you know, was draw back. I drew straight back, tilted straight up, and let the arrow fly. Impact. And it was a good shot.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Woo! Yes!
Oh my God, on the last day, look at this brute of a ram. What a beauty. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I think it's one of the most epic things you can do with a bow and arrow is to actually harvest a sheep of any kind.
this being the Bighorn. And right here in Alberta, I mean, God's country. I mean, you look at this behind me. I'm doing something right, you know? I'm living life. This is a special moment for me. And I just want to thank everybody, you know, that helped me to get here. Woo! Whoa, hi everybody. I guess this is going on right now. Welcome to this week's episode of Wild TV's Cribs. I'm Steve Eklund, your host. Just shooting my wicked cool prime bow right now, prime ion right here. Just aces, drilling it. Well, hey guys, come on in, I'll show you around. This is the Casa for the week right now. You know, it's got good sturdy beams right here. It's right here. You can't blow the sucker over. Come on in. This is where I keep all of my gear, you know, my essentials. I got some arrows back there, some dirty underwear, and you know, just essentials like that. I like to kick back and just kind of take it all in, you know, and just have some me time over here. If we walk all the way over here, this is the kitchen area. I'm cooking a little dinner there because that's how I roll, you know. So yeah, let me take you into the bedroom. Right here, this is the bedroom. This is where the magic happens. That's how I roll with that. This is like our guest kitchen, and that's how we roll, you know, Coleman style. Of course, I know it's Cribs. Everybody wants to see inside the fridge, so come on with me. This is the bad boy right here, the fridge. Check it out. That's right. Candy bars and Halloween treats and Mr. Noodles. I know what you're thinking. How can it be true? You know, it's too good to be true, really. So yeah, that pretty much concludes the tour of my crib here today. Thanks for coming, but it's time for you to scoot out of here because it's time for me to hit the mountain and do a little sheep hunting.
The Edge is sponsored by Cabela's and also by Bog Pod, Browning, Buck Expert, Caldwell, Field Torque Knives, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, HowToHunt.com, Hornady, Polaris, 10-Point Crossbows, Wild Game Innovations Trail Cameras, and Vortex.